best ways to grow as a person is to get connected to someone else who thinks differently than you, and they can really help balance out your personality.
We're on a family trip to Carpinteria, and stay tuned because things are about to not go so well. There's more coming. They're going up to Monterey. They're taking the coast. Because this is, remember I want to go to Monterey this weekend?
Yeah.
This is car week up there. So they're all going up for car week. There's going to be a whole bunch of cars coming up right now. Oh, is that? No, it's not Way. I was going to say, is that my brother behind us? There goes an Aston Martin. That's James Bond's car. There's another Lambo.
Hi, Jennifer. It's Shelley Livaudais.
Hi, I was just calling to let you know that your unit's ready if you're on the way.
Yeah, we're actually, we just had lunch at Fresh Cake, so we're just headed there.
We only have one large.
Some of sweet yellow pieces too. The 2 types of
So.
you have that.
It's too much sugar for me.
Okay.
I'm on a special diet.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, let's go.
But we're using Did you just get the spray pack?
Like, basic ready.
Got blisters over there at the farmer's market on my foot. Check it out. I'm out here in Santa Barbara right now. I'm staying at this condo right here. I came out here to talk. There's something that's been bothering me. Mainly my mom's side of the family. I don't think they realize it, but they're just not very supportive. I mentioned something about this on my last video. I try not to let it affect me, but of course, whatever you're pursuing in your life, it's a lot better when your family is supportive. I used to want to start a cannabis business. I still do. I knew about CBD since 2011. And I've got like CBD seeds. Like that's not, my mom and dad, they don't even want me to have anything to do with cannabis. And I'm not like trying to point blame or anything. I'm just saying like, I feel like if I would have had their support, that I probably would have had my business by now. But that's a whole nother thing. Right now I'm talking about YouTube. Obviously there's always an argument. You see it in the comments, like, and people are also curious, like, how do you get away with videotaping random people in public? And the truth is, like, the laws are complex on that. It's not like a cut and dry of what's okay and what's not okay. And it's possible that in some of my videos I'm skating the line, especially the doxes where I have people being extremely rude to me. Like, obviously I didn't get permission from those people. I just feel like their behavior was so atrocious. How can I not put them on blast? Today, we went to the farmer's market over here, and we were having a nice day. We're getting pies and blueberries, and then we see these dogs, these gorgeous dogs that you saw in the beginning of this video. And after that, my brother, he was like, it seemed like he was mad at me, and he was telling me like, why don't you ask permission before you take video of that person's dogs? And you know me, I give a smart ass response of, well, then they might say no. But the truth is, I don't feel like I'm doing anything wrong. And I feel like if somebody's out at the farmer's market with their dogs and I want to take a picture, I'm just gonna do it. Like, it doesn't seem like a big deal to me. I, of course, am gonna be responsible in my mind with the footage, and I'm certainly not planning to do anything sinister with it. But my brother has a whole other angle. He thinks that you need to ask permission. And when I told him that totally defeats the purpose of me trying to give a candid, like, I want candid shots of people, and that would defeat the purpose. So my brother said, well, then why don't you ask after? And I told him, well, legally, I don't need to. He got kind of heated about it. Later on, I told him about like these civil rights guys that make videos on YouTube, and they kind of make a stink and people get angry at them. I think you guys have seen these. Like, one of them, the guy has a sign that says, "Fuck snowbirds." In Florida, these are the people that come to Florida during the winter, get into good weather. And people were pissed off and people were coming up to him, but he had every right to be there with that sign. And even after the police coming, the police couldn't do anything because he was within his rights, no matter how much people wanted him to stop. Understand how important our First Amendment rights are. I don't know, it's very concerning to me. Now, keep in mind, my brother's 10 years younger than me. So he's had a different experience, I suppose. I don't see how, basically he thinks that I'm being a jerk because I'm just pointing my camera at people and I'm not asking if it's okay. And somehow I'm like violating their privacy, even though we're in a public place. It makes me sad that my own family doesn't want to support me. Now, I tried to make the point that street photography has been an art form ever since the camera was invented. And it's a valid art form. And what I'm doing is street photography. Like, that's my inspiration, that's what I meant to do, and that's what I'm doing. And that still wasn't good enough for him. I just get a lot of negativity from that side of the family. So obviously, like, I get a lot of support from them in different ways, but, you know, like I said in my last video, it would just be nice if people would be supportive of my art. I really don't understand why they think that I'm doing something wrong. To argue so hard a point that I've been researching for over a year now, and they haven't researched for a minute, it just makes me wonder where they're really coming from with us. The guy that I was telling you about that makes videos where people get pissed off and come and tell them to leave, and then they call the cops, and then the cops can't do anything because you're not doing anything wrong. Well, that guy said something in one of his videos that I thought was really great. He said, when asked, why don't you ask first? He said, did Rosa Parks ask to get on the front of the bus? When I told my brother about that, he acted very offended. He said that, what group is he from that his civil rights have been violated? And I'm like, no, his civil rights are violated if people try to stop him from recording. He has every right to record. And he's like, but what group is he from? Like, photographers? Like, what? Is he from a marginalized group? And I'm like, that's not the point. He's an American. Like, he doesn't have to be from a group. And that, like, somehow using Rosa Parks as an example was shameful because, like, it's just not a good example. But it's all civil rights. Like, the fact that cannabis has been illegal and people are put in prison. People had to be on the back of the bus and use separate bathrooms and couldn't go to the same restaurants. Like, this is all civil rights. Uber drivers having a right not to be ripped off by the apps, not to be ripped off by the companies. It's all civil rights. Before Rosa Parks got on that bus, people didn't even think to do that. Like, that would be insane. Like, that's not where black people sit. But Rosa Parks sat in the front because she was a forward thinker, and she wasn't about to let societal standards stop her from doing what she knew was right. I'm not trying to compare myself or anybody else to what Rosa Parks did. I am trying to say that you need to stand up for your rights. We all do. Don't let your family members tell you that you're wrong. If you believe strongly in something and you think it's the right thing, I'm sorry, like, they need, like, it's not your problem that they can't accept you. I have a feeling, ultimately, they are gonna accept you. And if they can't, that's not your problem. I've spent a long time trying to, you know, measure up and fit into standards set by, like, you know, my mom, my dad, all the people around me. And now that I'm older, I'm starting to realize, like, as much as they want what's best for me, only I know what's best for me. Like, yeah, sure, when I'm younger, they can protect you, and they do know what's best for you, but I'm old now, and they don't fully understand my life. And if I did everything that they said, I probably would have gone crazy by now. What I'm trying to say in this video is, you know, follow your heart. You know, so cliche, but it's so pure. The candid shots that I get of Los Angeles and wherever I am, be able to go look back on 2019 and be like, wow, that's what that was like. And I'm all for getting permission from people, but I'm also like, if I could just get a fleeting shot of the farmer's market just to kind of show you what it's like, and if I see somebody's dogs that just look gorgeous, I'm gonna point my camera at it and I'm not gonna ask. And if they get upset or they get like a weird face or get scared, like, I'm gonna apologize and I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to like offend you. I'm all for being polite, but I'm gonna get that shot for you guys, and I know you appreciate it, and that's why I'm gonna continue to do it. I'm really not trying to violate anybody, and I realize like some people may take it that way. I don't really understand it, and I'm not sorry for that. And I'm not saying that like your feelings aren't valid, they obviously are. The world, like, it's not within your boundary to not have somebody point a camera at you in public. You can only control what's in your boundary. As I said in my last video, if you do have a problem, what I suggest you do is just ask nicely. Could you please not point the camera at you? Like, not, sorry, I'm getting tired, it's late. Do you hear the ocean? But yeah, all you gotta do is ask. And I'm sure the people will be cool about it. Don't ever behave entitled, because you're not entitled to not have your picture taken. Unless you're a celebrity's child. I believe there's a law in LA where you can't take pictures of a celebrity's child. Other than that, well, slave on. Check out these snails. Train just comes through all night. Hey, at least I'm not in a tent over at the camp spots. Actually, I kind of wish I was. I can't sleep. I'm in the same room as my mom. She's in the bathroom right now. See, there's this bed. There's this bed right here. Dude, she snores. I can't sleep. Whatever. Good night. 10 o'clock. Couldn't sleep last night, the snoring. After all that sanctimony, look at the beds. We're all staying in this condo. It's my brother and I, his wife, 2 of his friends, and my mom. And yeah, after all that sanctimony about not recording people, look at the way they leave. They leave to go into the city for hours, and they just leave the whole place a mess. I mean, you saw, you can't even walk around in it. The irony to say that I'm a jerk, and in the process, you're being a jerk, and here we are the next day, you and your friends can't even clean shit up. To be considerate to the other people you're staying with. One of them, I might add, our mother, paying for all of this. I just don't understand why, you know, but like I said, you know, we know I'm an INFJ now, or I think I am. And what my personality type values above everything is harmony. That explains my thought process. Because this is not harmonious. But, oh, it could be worse though. Like, I'm having a good time, don't get me wrong. Who just leaves their Adderall sitting out?